one of the best webinar you can actually be attending. We're just starting the webinar, and we hope to continue with time and try to teach people on different aspects when it comes to selling and closing deals. Like I said, my name is Bolaji Olukoya once again, and I'm a sales professional. And I'll just tell you a little of my story. So Bolaji started as a salesperson, as a medical doctor, before going into sales. And while I was there, I remember years ago, I was telling my boss then as a medical doctor and say, oh, as much as we have an hospital that we are actually admitting patients, I really don't collect salary anymore. I'm looking into seeing how to bring in people and get commission. And I think that was one of the things that changed my mindset because I felt I could make more money getting commissions than just getting salaries at that time. And I will tell you that that was one of the best offer I got at that time. So that prompts me into going into banking. I joined banking, and in 6 months, my growth was very massive. Some of my colleagues are here, my former colleagues, when I joined banking are here. They will testify how my first sales experience in the banking sector was. I was very blank, not knowing anything about banking at all. As a medical professional, it was strange, but I know that sales has a principle, and one of the things that people really don't understand is when you study the principle of sales, definitely you get rewarded for doing the right thing as much as you can. Um, Earlier this year, I was worried. Let me just divert a little. I was worried about a particular project that we are supposed to actually anchor. It's a multi-billion project, and while I was worried, I was asking myself, what is wrong with people closing deals in billions? Why are we still closing deals in millions and we feel like, oh, that's a very great, listen, people are actually closing deals in $1 trillion, in $1 million. So what is stopping people's mindset? So while we were able to close the deal, I told to my team, I said, if closing a multi-billion project is this easy, so why am I not teaching people on how to do the same thing? Why am I not bringing up people to do or to improve in their own businesses and be great? So, like I was saying, I moved into banking. From banking, went into insurance. From insurance, restaurants. All these things I was selling, and it was a very good part of my life because it helped me grow and understand sales more. And by the time you know it, I came into real estate, and I remember my first interview as a realtor with my boss then. The conversation was, oh, do you know you can make a certain amount of money if you sell certain amount of property? And in my head, all I need to do is to just sell this property and I make this money, isn't it? And he said yes. And that um, got me most that I felt like, yes, if I really want to upgrade with my expenses, then I need to be a very good salesperson. So that shifted my mentality from selling small. Banking is a different level of sales. Insurance is a different level of sales. Real estate is also a different level of sales. So that got me thinking. Got me worked out, and I said to myself that if there are people who have succeeded in this particular thing, what are the principles they've used? What are the things they've decided to do? What is the pattern they followed that has helped them achieve this level of growth? And as I was also going through people's stories and lives, I noticed that one of the things that makes everybody a better person, a wealthy person, is sales. No business owner can thrive without sales. No business owner can do better without sales. And sales is one of the best things you can actually um, be doing in your business that can shift you from point A to point D. So I'm going to be taking us on few steps of what professionals do, the 1%, what they do that help them close deals far better than you who is just starting, now who you felt like, yeah, you've been running through this sales process every time and it's not coming. So we are here to share minds. We are here to have conversations. We are here to speak to ourselves as much as we can to see how this series will go. So first of all, I'll be taking you through the definition of sales. So sales is a process. It's actually a process. It's a way whereby you identify and anticipate a satisfying customer. So I remember there was an interview that I actually went for sometime ago, and I was asked to sell a pen, just a pen to them. And I just thought that I was looking like, why do I have to sell a pen to you? Pen is something everybody needs. So why do I have to sell a pen to you? And that was what was going to qualify me for the interview. And nothing was coming to my head. So I remember that sales is the process where you get to what identify the need of the customer and provide solution to give them the reason why they should purchase or why they should patronize you. So that is one of the things that I'll be taking us through. So it's actually a process of identifying and anticipating satisfying customers' needs through the creation, promotion, and distribution of a product or service for money. We all have different definition of selling. Sales is something that is an exchange of a solution you have at hand to give to someone you have identified to be able to give them the solution you have for them to succeed or for them to move forward in what they're actually worried about. Sales is also something that gives you, that makes you a solution provider to people who need or who does not know what to use their money to do. So you help them, direct their money, invest their money positively on what you have as a solution for them to be able to achieve the next level of their life. So in this class objective, we'll be talking about understanding top sales secrets to increase revenue. We'll be talking about digital marketing strategy. We'll be talking about laws of selling using major marketing strategies, lead generation, objection handling, closing deals, referrals, and the rest. So those are the things we'll be talking about in this session. Um, I'm a storyteller, don't mind me. I like telling stories. So please permit me to always push you through my stories as we go. So I will say a story for you. So there was a time we actually launched a product, and the product was not moving as fast as we could project in my former place of work. And I remember I used to go there every day to, check what's going on the project, why it's not moving. And my boss was worried, very worried. And in my head, I was asking myself, so why are people not buying this particular project from us? What is wrong with this particular project? Are we going to lose this project and say it can't work and we just move on? So I was thinking and I was asking myself, I was plotting a graph of sales, and an idea came to my mind. And the question that came to my mind was, so tell me, what is the problem about this particular project? What are the things that are making the people are brought here not to purchase from me? Why are they saying no? What are the things I can improve on when they come that can give them a mindset of yes? So I started making plans towards that. And, by the time the plans were going, I asked myself, I said, okay, do I even believe in this project in the first place? Because what you don't believe in, the products you don't believe in, you can sell to people. And everybody is into sales, either you like it or not. Everybody is into sales. So talking to a lady, you are selling yourself to her as a man. So if I cannot persuade or talk or sell my visions to someone for them to believe in what I believe in, then there's a problem with the vision I carry. If you are going to go and pitch, for instance, your idea to people who can invest in your ideas, you are trying to sell yourself. You are trying to sell a vision to people. As religious people too, you can see that some of these things that you believe in was something that was sold to you, either way from your childhood, from your belief, and everything like that. The more you go to your church, the more you go to your mosque, the more you go to the place you worship, you are actually learning a pattern that makes you maintain where you are. So sales is a pattern where you understand what the challenges are and you create solutions to that. Solutions like trying to understand that selling is a life wire of any organization. So if I am a CEO, if I am a salesperson, if I am a digital marketer, if I am any job role at HR, anything you're doing in an organization, you know that what makes the organization grow is you selling what the organization believe in. Either the vision, the solutions they have, either the products they have, either the services they have. And that is what makes the organization grow. People don't buy goods actually that they don't need. They buy solutions to problem. People don't buy your products without understanding the reason why they should go into business with you. So those are the things we're actually going to be talking on in this series of the webinar. I can tell you that definitely learning sales is not just a day job, it's not just a 2 hour conversation. Some of us have invested a lot of resources learning those steps of sales, learning and understanding how the wealthy people that you talk about, name them, how they behave, and how they see things in a different light. So we will be taking us on an overview on identifying your customer, how to generate leads, how to qualify the leads that you have generated to say, oh, these are the ones I should follow up on now, these are the ones I should follow up on later, how to push your products into something people will believe in. Then, after doing all that, how to get referrals to come and buy what you have to give out. So from the people that have bought from you, they are referrals. I tell people that when you become a great salesperson, one of the things the 1% do is you build yourself to become a great salesperson that your clients will tell you to your face and say your mouth is sweet. You know what you are selling at that time. If you are asking a girl out and the girl start blushing, you know that you are 99% to the girl's ass, and that's the same thing about sales. If you are talking to a client and the client is already pleased with your conversation, they're already seeing reasons to actually ask you more questions, to actually talk to you more, then you are getting closer to closing a deal. And after you close the deal, what do you do with that customer? How do you retain that customer? How do you cross-sell to that customer? And how do you now get referrals from that same customer? One customer can give you 10 other people that can buy from you. Just one customer. Now multiply each of them giving you 10, 10 each. So it means one customer can give you 100 clients if the customer is being treated well. That is a satisfied customer. That is a pleased customer. A pleased client that has done business with you can refer you to another 100 people. So we're going to actually, talk about all that to see how we can help one another in this sales journey. And like I said, it's going to also be an interactive session, the first one, where people can ask questions, where we can also treat questions and see how we can help people improve what your challenges are, as much as we are teaching, because we can't take the whole sales thing in just a day, like I said. So we'll be dealing with people's objection, people's motive, what you feel, what you've done so far that you feel, oh, it has not worked, and how we can help you now make it work for you in your business. So, what are the importance of sales? The importance of sales, number one, is revenue generation, profitability, market expansion, and customer relationship. Those are the importance of sales. Why is sales important? It's important because it helps to generate revenue, definitely. Sales is important because of profitability. Sales is important because of market expansion. Sales is important because of customer relationship. Now, I would like us to be very, 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 very practical when it comes to this discussion, because anything I'm saying now is something you heard somewhere or you've listened to one way or the other. But the truth about the whole conversation is, how do you apply what you've heard into your day-to-day life? How do you put what you've listened to into what you're doing currently? And how can this also help you to grow from level point one to point 100? That is why we're here. So I'll be taking it one after the other. How do I identify my customer? First of all, identifying customer is you knowing what your products are, knowing what kind of solution you are trying to create to people. As a social media content creator, most times you post your content and you check and you see that, oh, this content is growing this way, is going that way, and you don't ask yourself question: who are the people who are listening to me? Who are the people who are actually hearing what I'm putting out? What is their age range? What is their personality? Are they male? Are they female? Are they are they adults? Are they children? Are they teenagers? Are they Gen Zs? You need to be able to identify who your customers are in every market you want to go to. I will tell you a story about a friend of mine who came into the city of Abuja, and while I met with him at that time, I was asking him, "Oh, so why would you want to live in Maitama?" He said he wants to live in Maitama. I said, "Why would you want to live in Maitama with the fact that you just moved into Abuja and the rest?" And he said, "The only place he heard which people say is Abuja." So that thing taught me something called mindset. And I asked, so if you stay in Maitama, what exactly are you looking out for? What kind of people do you want to meet? What is the assurance that you can meet the same people? And he gave me strategies that he has actually planned out to see him achieve that goal, and he's going to follow them adequately to get to the level he wants to get to. I'm not surprised when he started making contacts in what he has planned. And that's why the book says that as a man believeth in his heart, so is he. So sometimes sales is majorly first about our mindset. The conclusion you have in your mind determines how far you're going to go in sales. In all honesty, there's nothing that you can achieve without a positive mindset, first of all. So if you're into sales and you see it as a job, I quote, a job, then your mindset is not giving you what you need as a salesperson. If you have not come to the realization to tell yourself that you want to achieve a particular level on what is given to you, what is put into your hands, then you cannot move to a particular standard that you're supposed to get to. A lot of people close great transactions just with positive mindsets. I know people say, "Oh, I've been thinking big things and nothing is coming." You may be thinking big and you're not taking steps towards your mindset. So there's a difference between thinking and acting. So those are the things that we're going to be taking one after the other in this webinar for us to get to where we are going to. So identifying your customers is you getting a hold on who your customer base should be. When I was working in the bank, the question I asked myself, because sales is a game of numbers. Sales is something that you know that if you have this percentage of people, you can achieve this percentage of sales, and like that, and like that, and like that. So because it was a game of numbers, I was really focused, because at that time I was in retail. I was really focused on getting the numbers. So I have to strategize myself towards who are the people who don't have accounts at that time. Why don't they have accounts? What does the bank has at that time that can sell to these people that can give them a good reason to buy from us? So I was able to identify that. That was why I could actually open multiple accounts, more than 100 accounts in a day. Sometimes. Why? Because I was able to identify the people who need the solution I'm bringing. I read from a coach of mine who said in one of his books that said two people were sent out to survey a place. They were sent to a village to survey a place and sell shoes to them. One person went there and said, "Ah, these people don't wear shoes. How would I sell shoes to them?" The other person said, "It's only 100 shoes you gave to me to bring here. All these people are opportunities because they don't wear shoes. Can I get more?" So the two different thing about both of them is mindset and their perspective. One has a positive mindset, while the other one has the mindset of I'm failing already. I've not even started. So I tell people that for you to move from a particular point of your life, either in sales, either in finance, anything you do, you need your mindset and your perspective about what you do to be right. Even as a student, if your mindset is aligned towards success, you notice that no matter what comes your way, you still keep achieving the little success until you get the major one. So one of the things I'm going to be changing, or one of the things I would like us to change, first of all, in this webinar, is for you to change your mindset towards sales. Change your mindset towards the job you do. Change your mindset towards the achievements that you've laid down that you think is failing. I have listened to more than 100 wealthy people around the world. That's one of the jobs I do every day, every morning. I've listened to them and I know that most of them, majority of the people I've listened to have a mindset of achieving success. And that was why it was more easier for them to accomplish. So if your mindset as a realtor is not overcoming challenges to see that, yes, even if I fail with these clients, there's 100 of them that is still coming my way. And because sales is also a game of numbers, because it is when you get the numbers, you start using your numbers to get referrals. So first of all, don't make mistake without looking for your numbers first. There's a principle called Pareto principle, 20 to 80% Pareto principle, which says that if you have 100 people who you have spoken to, only 20% of them will listen to you to a certain extent to be able to move forward with you. What does that mean? 80% of the people you have spoken to are going to turn a deaf ear to you. Out of the 20 people, does not mean the 20 is going to buy from you. The 20 people, you see the other formula called 20 to 80% again by taking another 20% out of the 20 initial people that you have that will give you success. So you take 20 off and you still take a 20% out of the 20. So you're taking a 20% out of the 20, you're having about 4 people left that can buy from you. And what that says is, if these 4 people buy from you, you need to leverage on the 4 of them. And the 4 of them you are leveraging on would give you access to a level of 100 people. That is how it works. So if at the beginning, for the people who said, "Oh, we're just joining sales, we are new in sales and rest," you need to be ready to play what they call a game of numbers. You need to know that you are moving with numbers first. When you achieve your numbers, that's when you sit down calmly to get referrals from the numbers you've generated. you cannot build a team of footballers without interviewing or getting a lot of them to auction before you select the best out of them. And that's how sales works. So it means that for every one person that buys from you, you've gotten at least 20 rejection already. For every single person that buys from you, you've gotten at least 20 rejections already. And don't forget that I said in the beginning that one person who has bought from you can give you 100 people. So you are not losing the numbers you think you're losing at the end of the day. I will say to you that even the people that tell you no at the particular time you think you're having a discussion with them, no, in one of my series that I shared on Instagram, no, a rejection is part of life. Failure is something that you need to be able to celebrate very well. Why? Because every failure is what? A lesson. And every failure drives you towards your success. So because you are filled with 20 people does not mean there's no one person or there's not another person who is going to tell you a yes to what you're doing. So identifying your customers is very essential in sales. Knowing that, so like I was saying in my story, I understand what the bank wanted me to do at that time because it was a game of numbers. So what I did was I was going to rural areas to go and talk to the chief around there. I was going to go and talk to the less privileged and giving them reasons why account opening was very essential for them to actually have. And it got to a stage where I don't need to even go there anymore. People were asking for form and were filling before I even get there. But I was able to identify what the problem they had was, and I was able to understand that my bank also has a solution that can give them that can generate money for me. I was also able to identify the fact that I can make use of them to actually get my own success on moving forward. So identifying your customer is also identifying yourself and identifying what your company needs or how your company can grow, because the growth of your company multiplies to the growth of yourself. If you're a CEO and your company grows, you grow. If you're a staff and your company grows, you also grow. So sales is a very crucial aspect of every organization and every business. So please, like I said, identify the customers based on the solution that you have. And don't forget that every no is the yes in the nearest future. So how do you now generate those leads? That's the next thing we'll be moving into. I don't take much of our time, so we can ask questions. So I'll just be treating just few of our slides. So how do you now generate those leads? Lead generation comes in different ways. Different ways. You can generate leads in different ways. And I will tell you few ways that you can generate leads. There's something they call the one-on-one marketing, where you go out on yourself by yourself to talk to somebody about what you do. And sales is also a job that no machine or AI can take from you. So you go out on a one-on-one to go and talk to people and ask them and tell them what you do and how you do them. Then another way you can generate leads is telemarketing. Another way you can generate leads is through direct mails, through emails, social media, referrals, and visiting close opportunities. All these things are something we're going to talk about. And I would like us to talk about it based on everybody's different organization, because sales is a general principle. It's not a principle just for one particular organization or one particular company and the rest. So first of all, ways to generate leads, because once you identify what you have, you identify the solution your company has provided or the solution you are providing for people, then you ask yourself, how do I now get to meet these people? Oh, this is the problem that my company has. We want to sell this particular set of units to people. That's the problem of the company. Now, I am the solution because I'm a salesperson. So I'm trying to create a solution for the company. Now, I'm going to look out for the people who are also who are also in need of the properties my company wants to sell. And who's going to meet them? They are in need. They also have a problem. I am the solution between this person and the other person. So I am a connecting factor that connects people to their own solution, even my company. Now, since I already have that mindset, the question is, how do I go about this? And that is what we are actually trying to treat right now. And the reason why I'm going into this long explanation before we get to, after you have been a salesperson for a while, what are the things you need to do to be the most sorted, the most sought after, we'll get there. But for the fact that people are here who really don't understand sales from the beginning, that's why we're actually trying to explain all this. So first of all, once you know that you are the solution to everybody's problem, to the problem of people, by bringing the buyer and seller together as a realtor, as a owner of a business and the rest, one of the things you now start doing is to now identify where to go to. Where are the location I can go to that can give me opportunity to sell what my company has? Where can I be? Strategic planning. Where can I be at a certain time that the level of the people I'm looking for are going to come towards me to come and buy this from me? And that's what we call one-on-one marketing. And that is what we salespeople do mostly. We are not going to take away the social media aspect, the telemarketing aspect, but one thing is still, because even when you meet someone on social media, you need to still talk to them personally to convince them to buy into the solution you're bringing forth. So the one-on-one part does not, does not go off at any point. It is very essential. It is something that everybody needs to do as a salesperson. As a CEO, if you don't talk to people about your business at every point in time, at every opportunity you have, then you are not helping your organization grow. I tell people that if I meet you in the lift and we are just having, and you smile to me, the first thing that will come to mind is for me to introduce myself to you and tell you what I do. If you notice when I came online, the first thing I did was introduce yourself, because you don't know who is looking for you or who needs you to do something with. You might feel, oh, we are just here to come and learn about sales. But you may be doing a particular business that somebody is actually looking for somebody's attention towards it. I mean, I'm actually be thinking of, oh, I want to go and buy clothes somewhere. And somebody just said, oh, I'm a fashion designer. The first instinct that comes to my head is, this person right here can actually make clothes for me. Why can't I just talk to this person that I've met here already? So at every given time, as a salesperson, be ready to introduce yourself to anybody you have the opportunity to introduce yourself to. Make it a point at which people will tell you, oh, I've met you before. This is what you do. You need to get to that level. You need to be able to let people understand that, yes, this is me. I am going to wear my brand. And you will know me for my brand. You understand? Let it get to a point where people will not just call you by your name, Bolaji. People will call you by your company's name. That's when you know that you have gotten to a level where you are being recognized for what you do. You need to be proud of the particular business or whatever thing you do at every point. I was telling someone, if I meet the president today in a lift, I will make sure my name sticks to his head and the name of my company sticks to his head. I don't need to tell him immediately, but I will introduce myself. And maybe for any reason, he will say, "Oh, isn't that young guy that I met during a trip in the lift or something?" Even if you're at the airport, somebody is sitting down next to you, and you're not telling the person, "Oh, my name is Bolaji. Hi, how you doing?" The person will not be. The highest thing they will say to you is, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy." And that does not make you less of who you are. So at every point in time, be willing and ready to introduce yourself to people, most especially the people you have identified as a potential prospects. The people you have identified that these are the set of people that I know can do business with me. And in also identifying the people that can do business with you, please don't at any point ignore the drivers, ignore the cooks, the security officers. Those people can change your sales um, prospecting in a day. There was a transaction that we closed, and I remember I was always going to the organization every time. And anytime I go there, the secretary will say, "Oh, what are you here to look for?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I just came around to come and see what who can buy from me. These are the things we do." And the secretary will be like, "Ah, we are security, oh, we don't have money, oh, this. And we just joke, we smile, and I'm gonna be like, ah, so who do you think can actually do this business with me? What are the people you think can buy from me?" I say, "Ah, see that man over there, he has money, but you cannot go and see him now but I will let you know when you see him." Those people have connected me to great transactions, cleaners. Because you'll be shocked that a wealthy man believes more in his driver, in his cook, in his security officer than you, a stranger. So imagine those people are the one introducing you. That is all you need. I was talking about the transaction we closed the other time, and people were wondering, "Oh, so how did you get the transaction?" It was a referral from someone I least expected. So don't at any point in time, look down on anybody for you to introduce yourself to. At any point in time, let them know you are in a gathering, you are in your church, for instance, and people don't know the kind of job you do in your church. How do you now sell to them? You are in a gathering, a little youth forum, and you are not saying anything on the group. Just for you to just even introduce yourself. "Oh, my name is Bolaji. I am a realtor. I do this and that and that." If that's the only thing you are dropping every time, people will say, "Ah, that guy that is always coming and saying, my name is Bolaji. I am a realtor." So if they need something, they will remember you. So don't look down on anyone because they are your potential prospects, or they're going to give you a potential prospect that can also buy from you. That's in your one-on-one game. And at every point, the second point is always learn to introduce yourself to people when you meet them. Always. If you meet 100 people in a day, at least tell at least 80 of them, "This is what I do." Some of them don't need you at the moment, but when they need you, when a friend is talking about something that you have, they can always talk to the person to buy from you. And also, I will go into social media. Social media marketing. Social media marketing is one of the greatest tools right now that everybody is making use of. And people will tell you that you use money to look for money. Yes, it is true. You cannot want to upscale your sales game and you're not ready to spend to upscale. It is not possible. Upscaling, achieving great success requires you to also be able to take little steps in your financing and investing it into a greater um, um, growth that you are expecting. Yes, it's just like you keeping your money in treasury bills. So why not invest your money and give people and go for meetings? I tell people you're a salesperson. Every time you always tell somebody, "Oh, can I come to your office? Can you just give 1 minute and come to your office?" Why not for once invite them for dinner or lunch and say, "Oh, hello, I'll be trying to meet with you." I did something recently, and I was just sharing the same step I'm actually telling you right now with myself. At that time, I said to myself, I said, "So I'm traveling to a particular state, and in my head, I want to meet the people who run things in that state." So I checked online and I looked at, okay, who are these people that are into the same line of business that I do, and I feel like we can actually meet and have conversation. So I went to their DM and I sent out messages. Oh, hi, my name is Bolaji. I am a real estate developer in Abuja. I do this, that. I'll be coming into your city, and I would like us to have a meeting by breakfast. I would like us to have a meeting during lunch. As much as they don't need your meeting, the fact that you have taken an initiative to even take them out for leisure, little leisure, they will pay attention to you. I sent that message to at least 10 people. I got 7 replies. 7. To a city that I'm going to that I don't know anybody. All I did was I went online, checked for people who do the same thing I'm doing, and the people I think have the same mindset that I have, and I send them a DM, inviting them to breakfast or lunch. Yes, we've not done anything in the meeting. I've not been to the meeting yet. But for the fact that I was able to bring them out of their comfort zone to come and have a conversation, even if it's 30 minutes, I know the 30 minutes is for me to sell myself and tell them what I do. But you're a salesperson, you're saying, why would I go and buy water for 1,000? I go and sit down somewhere, I go and drink bottle water 1,000 when I can buy it for 200 naira. Yes, you can buy it for 200 naira. But are the people buying this 200 naira, are they your target audience? Because you need to also identify who your target audience is. Are they my target audience? Are they in line with what I need to meet? You see people going on vacation sometimes. You ask, why are they going on vacation? Some people are actually going on vacation because they want to sit with the set of people that are also going on the same vacation like them. So during the flight movement, I am meeting 1 or 2 people while we are sitting down and waiting at the airport. And I'm saying, oh, hello, this is what I do, this. We shake hands. We don't even need to buy anything from each other at that time. But do you know, I've started a conversation. From the conversation, I have the person's phone number. At the end of the day, I can easily just check up on them and say, hi, we met at the airport the other time, so thing. Do you remember me? From there, conversation grows. But a lot of us, you see, no, that's waste of money. Sometimes you need to also invest in your own future. You need to invest. The money you are thinking, oh, I want to hold, I want to keep. Sometimes you need to release it for you to achieve the kind of success you want. If you listen to wealthy people very well, you understand that one of their strategy, one of their strategy. I asked myself a question that why do a rich man travel all the way from wherever he is, travel down to see a friend who has the daughter's birthday at the time, and he will get there. You think he's going for the daughter's birthday? No. Rich people are not thinking that way. Wealthy people don't think that way. He's actually going to the birthday because he knows that there are some set of people also that will come that he also needs to meet. And he's attending the birthday of a child, his friend's child, not because he's interested in that birthday at that time, but he knows he's going to meet like-minded people to relate with, to converse with. There's a saying that says that if there are 9 rich people and you bring your poverty into their midst, the 9 of them will wash away the poverty in you and make you whole. So what do you need to do? You need to now start placing yourself in strategic locations, strategic events. They are telling you, oh, come and pay a certain amount, for instance, for mentorship somewhere. And you are thinking, that money, what they want to teach you. It is not what they want to go and teach you that you are looking for. Somebody said to me and said, oh, why are we going to register in IBB golf course? This. And I said, in all honesty, yes, I want to play golf. Not that I want to play golf, actually. But the kind of people that go there, I want to meet with them. Yes, it's a lot of money. But I also need to be in their cycle so that we can think alike. Their little remnants can rub off me and make me better. So are you doing the same thing to yourself? Oh, you have met somebody on social media and you think you guys just said hi, hello, or you generated leads on social media and you think, okay, the only thing you can just say is, hello, my name is Bolaji, I'm into real estate, come and buy my property. This, and you think the person is very interested in all that. Sometimes try and build a relationship beyond just fast selling. A lot of agents, a lot of realtors do that. When I meet you, I just want to collect the money sharp, losing the other potential that can come from the person. We are going to be talking about how to do proper follow-up. That the person that does not buy from you today can still be your best customer tomorrow. There's somebody who I appreciate so well. And when we first met, I met her online. I was talking to her about what we do at that time and everything. She was not interested, But I keep checking up, keep sending messages, WhatsApp, talk about different things, And there was a time she just wanted to say, well, it's true, you're into this thing, and I've been doing it with some other people, but I think we are becoming very close right now. So I feel like, okay, we can do business together. And since she has been doing business with me, she's one of the best person that has happened since I met her. Why? Because she has given me one relationship that I kept properly has given me multiple sales. So sometimes don't use all your 10 fingers to, as you are budgeting for how you feed yourself, be budgeting money for hanging out, building right connection, buying gifts. Be planning towards all those little things that you think. Because they are called investments. They are not money loss. They are called investments. The same way you put your money in the bank, the same way you put your money in the things that will help you grow. So I don't want us to take this conversation, I don't want us to make it boring, and I'll be asking us to write down our questions so that we can talk about the little things we learned and what the challenges are in just those a few things we've spoken about at this time. We have a lot of things to say, but for us to also enjoy this webinar, it is more easier for us to go on, little breaks, like question sections, asking what based on what you've heard or what your challenges are, so that I can also treat it as the conversation go on. So I will be asking us to see if anybody has questions, so you can start indicating the questions you have for us to be able to, answer them. Then, if you want to talk about anything you've learned from the conversation we already have as of now, before we move forward, I want it to be very interactive, very, very interactive, so that we will not be wasting ourselves time, because it's going to be a series. So it's not just for today. It's going to be a series where we can understand and help one another. It's a community we are trying to build, where we can help one another grow in different business, not just in the business you do. I can also help you do your own business as a salesperson for you to get referrals and refer people to you, and see how we can build a community that is very strong in sales, and how we can also send referrals to ourselves, and build a big or a great network that can help us achieve greater success. So I'll be waiting for your messages, for the people who are on our Instagram, for the people who are on um, our Google Meet, please. Your questions, please start bringing it out so that the admins can. And if you want to ask the question directly, please just wave and unmute your mic once you're asked to go ahead. So for now, let us go into the question section sharply for about 15 minutes. Then we continue from where we are. So if you have anything to say, please kindly wave so that I can answer you, or you write your question down. Okay, somebody is waving already. Somebody is waving. If you are waving, please, you can unmute your mic, please. I can allow you go ahead. Your name is not showing right now, so you can say something. Austin, yes. Austin, please, you can unmute and answer, please.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, please.
All right. I want to appreciate what you are doing.
Thank you.
It's a good one. Keep it up.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. And my question is this: how do I handle objections? We meet with different type of clients. Some might tell you that, oh, I'm not interested. Some might tell you that, oh, I'm not financially capable. Some might tell you, oh, I have a vendor that is already supplying me. So what is the extra touch as a salesperson you can do to convince this prospective client or a potential client into accepting your offer to close the deal?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Austin. It's also part of our slide. Like I said, it's a series, and I will answer your question in a very, because it's actually going to be objection. Handling objection is a very big thing that we really need to talk about. It's a very big one, very, very big one that we need to talk about, because that's one of the things that makes a lot of salespeople actually give up. And one of the things I will tell you in answering your question, or let me say three things first in answering your question. The first one is for you to develop a positive mindset about objection, a very positive mindset. And I will tell you the reason why I said so, and how I've been able to handle objections personally. So I'll share a story with you. So there was a project that we actually keyed into some time ago. That was supposed to be our second project. We've done everything right, We've done our search, we've done our findings, we've done our drawings and every other thing, and we already had prospects. I can even call them clients because they were already available to purchase from us at that time. You know, we've taken them to the sites. We are so happy, and it's just also conclude the transaction at the point. Then the owner of the property came out and said he was no longer interested in selling the piece of land to us anymore. You know, and the day I heard that, because I've actually taken a lot of people to check the projects, and we've done our analysis, we've done our drawings. They were interested. They're even ready to make deposits immediately. So by the time I got there and the man said he had changed his mind, that was a very big hit on us. A very big one, massive one. I remember I sat down inside my car for about 2 hours thinking of what next to do. I was totally confused. Like, it looked like the world paused for those 2 hours, and there was nothing I could do. Then something came to mind and said, so if these people are ready to do this business with you, and this person is saying this, why don't you, instead of thinking and getting worried, why don't you go and look for another place? Propose to them again and say, oh, this particular thing is not working, but I have this that can work. And these are the steps that I've taken to make sure that this one works. And immediately there, I said to myself, I said, okay, let me try it. There's nothing bad in trying. My mindset changed from the way I was feeling at that particular time. Immediately, I thought of a solution. Now, because the solution provider, you also have to be able to think for how to handle objection by yourself. And it all starts with your mindset and your positive attitude towards the objection. If I put up some other stories, I'll tell you that even in the Bible, there are a lot of times that you have to face a particular objection at a point, but that objection is actually taking you to a greater glory. I don't know if you understand me. So I feel that the best way to handle objection, number one, is for you to change your mindset positively. And once you have a positive mindset, even if this does not work, that does not mean this is not going to work. So immediately that thing changed in my head. I started looking for another property to buy. And thank God we got something else to buy. By the time we got it, I went to go and meet the particular set of people and I said, oh, we lost our other projects and this and that and that and that, but I've gotten something else and the rest. And I said, I don't know if you don't mind, I can just take you there. I'm not saying come and invest anymore, but I would love to take you just go and see the new place we have. And that was how we went there, and thank God it went well. So I'm not saying there are no objections that will not. I'm not saying objections will not come. Yes, it will, but you need to see the positive part of it. It is just like failure. Failure is a you have to look at it as a normal thing that pushes you towards achieving success. Somebody said to me some time ago and said, if you fall, you don't stand up from the same position you are falling. And that got stuck in my head. You know why? I asked myself that even if you lie down on the floor and you want to stand up, you will crawl and move your legs and your hand towards a little upward movement. So you're not standing up in the same position you had fallen. Same thing with objection. So until you have that mindset that it is one of the things that makes your business grow, then you can be able to move further and forward. Another thing I will tell you is never take objection personal. Never. If you start a business, for instance, and I will tell you this for free. I get an employment, for instance, and I say, oh, yes, oh, I've gotten this employment. I just go and meet my family and tell my family, oh, I've been employed after school. This. They asked us to sell this. They asked us to sell that. The people in your home may not even buy from you immediately. The mistake you will do is to take it personal. I joined Union Bank. At the time I joined Union Bank, nobody in my house opened a Union Bank account with me. You know why? They had the mentality of big, strong, reliable. You have to queue, do this, go to bed before, and I understood with them. So what I did was I had to look outward and tell myself, well, these people don't believe in this thing yet. What can I do to make them believe in it? Then at the time I was looking for what to make them believe in it. I was looking out for the people who will believe in it. Some of them said, oh, because they are my parents, they will open. Yes. But the people that I was expecting, because I was expecting, oh, if this person open, I know I'm going to miss my targets. Once. Some of them will even tell you, oh, I already have accounts with them. And you say, yes, I know you have account. Open for your child. Open for yourself. Don't worry. You know. And you bring like, well, I need you to do this so they will not sack me. You know. So if you don't learn to handle objection and you take objection personal, it is not good for your business, it is not good for your career, it is not good for the things you do. Then you need to control your inner conversations. And that is what I mentioned earlier. That I had a bad time thinking, a 2 hours shut down, thinking of how the business was not going to work. But immediately I spoke to myself, everything changed. My mindset towards it changed. Instead of me now seeing the problem, I was now looking for a solution of, okay, so I must not lose these customers or these clients. What are the things I need to do to make sure that these people don't fall off my hand? Or even if they do, how will I be able to build trust for next time? And I think this little point of mine, because if I give you all the whole point at once, then we have almost discussed every way to an objection. But I think with this little point of mine, I think if you can make use of these 3 points I've given you, I can assure you that if you do that every time you add an objection, you are going to move or upscale from whatever thing you are doing currently to higher level. And I'm very sure that I'll still call you out again in one of these webinars for you to testify about how this, if you practice them, not just listening, if you take it the way I've said it, I can assure you that you also come and speak to this set of people on how you've been able to make use of these points to grow your business or to grow your career. Thank you. I hope I'm able to answer your question. I'm seeing a lot of hands. Please, some people have sent me messages. One of the questions I saw was, I had these potential clients whom the father referred to me. He requested for a property not in my reach, but because I am in need to sell to him on what I feel could be an alternative, but a different location. I tried pitching orders to him. He got angry and shunned me. He also asked me not to reach out to him again. Please, how do I win these potential clients back? Okay, I'm trying to understand the question. I had this potential client whom the father referred to me. He requested for a property not in my reach, but because I'm in need to sell to him on what I feel could be an alternative, but a different location. I tried pitching orders to him. He got angry and shunned me. He also asked me not to reach out to him again. Please, how do I win this potential client back? All right, so my advice on this particular question is first of all, I would say don't try and sell anything to him anymore. You need to build what they call trust, and you need to um, also find a way to actually meet with him one on one, and probably explain yourself to him, because sometimes we mistake conversations at some point. But if you could find a way to reach out and meet with him one on one, I think you'll be able to manage the situation. And when you meet with him, please don't try and sell to him immediately. Don't try and sell to him immediately. Build trust first. People buy people. People don't buy your products immediately, they buy people. So for me to give you a certain amount of money, I need to trust you to it. And I'm not giving the company the money, I'm giving it to you because I've trusted you a little with my money. That's why I'm believing in your company. So don't try to sell to him immediately. Let every sense of selling to him reduce and build trust. And when you build trust, take it slowly, a step at a time. Let him be the one to request for you to bring up something for him again. Don't be the one too forward to because you want to sell. Sometimes you lose relationship. So right now, build relationship with him because he felt his father has introduced him to you, and he felt he could trust you, not because he trusted you at first. He trusted his father, so I referred you. Now you have not held that trust, or you've not earned that trust well. So you need to look into ways to earn the trust back and see how you can build relationship. Even if he does not buy from you, he can also connect you with other people that can buy from you. So build trust, build relationship, and that will help you. Another question, please, at what point do I know that I'm pestering a potential client? Do I back off when I sense a change in attitude, or do I persist? My question is to this person. Let me read again. Please, at what point do I know that I'm pestering a potential client? Do I back off when I sense a change in attitude, or do I persist? My advice to you is you are a solution provider, and when you bring solutions to people, you don't need to you don't need to disturb them. Stop pestering people or persuading them too much that they actually run away from you. No, that is not what a great salesperson does. Give them reasons why the offer may slip off their hand if they don't take an immediate action. And when you give them that reason, don't disturb them again. One thing I've noticed is the more you put pressure on the solution you are creating for someone, the lesser they see the value of the products you are trying to give them. I repeat, the more you put pressure on the solution you are providing to someone, the lesser they see the value of that solution. So because you know it is a solution, if you have to call the client 100 times for the client to pick, the client might probably not buy from you. You are a solution provider. So that's why you need to expand your numbers so that you don't keep disturbing one particular person every time. Let people have breathing space. If you are the one to and you want to buy something and somebody keeps calling you every time, sometimes you even think the person is a scam. Sometimes the solution that you think you needed may now be something you don't want anymore because the person is pestering you so much. So if you're not putting yourself in your customer's shoe, in your client's shoes, then you're actually making a lot of mistakes. So I appeal to you at this point that once you sense any level of disturbance, withdraw immediately. Withdraw immediately and go out to look for more leads, more prospects. Fill yourself up that you have a lot of them. That one person will not say you are pestering me too much. It is a solution you are providing. You're not telling them to come and you want to steal their money. You are saying, oh, I have this thing that you need, and I know you need it. So all I need to do is talk to you about it, and then you buy. But if you have to call them at every point in time, then definitely it will look like a scam, or it will look like you are disturbing. And sometimes they eventually don't even buy from you or don't even pick your call anymore. So don't overstress the conversation when you sense that. That's the question. Some people have been waving since. Please, if you've been waving and I've not answered you, or you have sent more messages, please. I apologize. The Instagram people, I saw a question popped up on our Google Meet. So please, if you are waving, please let me see your hand again so I can answer you before we move ahead. I saw some hands. I sent it since before you started answering. It's probably network. Okay, okay, okay. So I hope you're actually enjoying this conversation, this webinar, and I hope it has added a lot of value to you. I am glad you are here. I am happy you are here. I am very impressed you are here. It's a community we are building. This is something that you may need to pay a lot of money to actually listen to, and well, I charge for it actually, but we are there to give it out for free for people to be able to understand what's going on. We are not closing anytime soon, so if you are logging out, you may actually be missing from the conversation because we have just few other things to say right now before we close, and I intentionally kept those things till the end of the conversation so that uh, we all can benefit from it. So one of the things I want to talk about is how do I treat a potential client? How do I treat my prospects? Because number one, if I've identified my customers, I've gotten the leads, then how do I qualify them? How do I treat them to be able to buy from me? That's where we are going to be talking uh, within right now. I only give you two parts of how you can generate leads, which is the one-on-one and the social media. That's the two parts I actually give. We'll be talking about the rest in subsequent um, webinars. So, how do you qualify your leads? Or how do I keep my prospects? Or how do I turn my prospects into clients? So if your friends are signed out, probably you should reach out to them before they miss what has brought them here, so that they don't lose out in some of this conversation, because I won't be going back to them. If they have to listen to it again after now, I'll be charging for those kind of conversation. So once you have generated leads, then you need to start looking at how you can now, initiate and qualify the leads you have generated. How do you now qualify them? So remember the question of this person who said that I am talking to this person and is already feeling irritated because you have not qualified the lead very well. Now, as every conversation you have with anybody, whether somebody you have just met that you're trying to build a relationship with, either friendship, relationship, courtship, situationship, any ship, customer relationship, any ship, you need to just qualify them accordingly to what they actually need. And if you don't handle your prospects well, you may likely lose them to your competitors. If you don't handle your prospects well, you may likely miss them and lose them to your competitors. So how do I handle them? First of all, handle your prospects with respect and knowledge of your products. Every human likes every potential client. Let me use that word. Every potential client likes respect and knowing your audience. Now, they are not saying you have to bow down for me or you have to rub your body on the ground for me. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that treat them with respect in explaining the solution you are trying to provide and helping them tackle the needs they have at the moment. That is very, very important. Very, very important. And secondly, you need to learn how to listen properly. A lot of us are in a rush to sell, so we don't listen. Or when we listen just to get away to still sell to them. But that is not how your prospect expects you to behave. And I keep using the story of a man and a woman because it's more easier to relate with in the world we have. If I meet a lady, for instance, and I've seen that, yes, it looks like something that I want to have a relationship with, what are the things I need to do? Every lady wants you to listen to them when they are talking, even if they are ranting, even if they have a million things to say, they want you to what? Listen to them. They have the solution, they have the problem, they have the solution, and every other thing. Likewise, your customers. So if you don't pay attention to listening to them, you may miss the major part at which you are supposed to hold on to sell to them. I'll give you an instance. I met someone who wanted to buy a property from us. And I met this person in the year 2021. And in the year 2021, I took her to the property she was supposed to purchase, showed her everywhere. She was pleased. And off. I didn't hear from her again. And I was worried. So I had to reach out to her again and say, oh, ma'am, sorry. I noticed you were very interested in this property I want to sell to you, but I noticed you just went off the radar without actually communicating on this particular conversation anymore. And she started talking to me about everything that was going on in her life. I was there for about an hour, 30 minutes, just listening. I didn't say a word. I was just saying, okay, ma. Oh, sorry. Yes. And after the whole thing, she said, how are you able to listen to everything I've been saying since? Are you not? I said, ma, this is more important to you right now. And I feel you are spoken to me because you want to share your mind, you want to say what's in your mind out. What I'm going to sell to you can actually wait for you to get your solution first. And that little empathy I showed, small empathy, Even though I felt like I was bored at some point, but I know where I was heading to. So I said, "Oh, ma, can we just leave that at this point? Can we attend to this thing that is wrong with you now? Because I need your mind to be calm so that I can be able to take the right decision for whatever business you want to do with us. So if there's any way you think I can help, can you please communicate that to me?" And she said, "No, she just wanted to talk to someone and she has spoken. And I said, "Okay, no problem." I made it the point of DC that at least twice in a week, I got to check up on her and say, "Oh, yes, ma, how are you doing? So how has this decision been? Hope you have been able to resolve it. Then would you want me to come around so that we can talk about it?" And that was how we started having a conversation. Before you know it, she said, "Oh, so that your project again, sir. How far with it?" I said, "Oh, it's sold out." And I said, "No, but we're having a discussion." I said, "Oh, sorry, ma. That I didn't want to disturb you with that at that point in time. But I have another thing I can give to you." And he said, no. And I said, "Okay, let me just show you this new one. If you don't like it, then..." That took another 2 months before she was able to make a decision on buying. Now, I would have lost that transaction if the only thing on my mind was just to sell to her. I will tell you another story about somebody I met who gave us a transaction worth more than $500 million. And this transaction was just from somebody who could not afford to buy a house from us at first, where I was working. And she shared her story, brought her husband to me. We had those lot of conversations. And she said to me, I said, "Oh, I thought I would be able to get a solution to this housing thing. This. And I said, "Ma'am, I understand that at this point, this is the issues you have. These are the issues you have. But I will say to you, don't do this, don't do that. Try and do this, try and do that first. And this and that and that." And I told she and her husband. And I said, that was so nice of you. Thank you very much. Oh, we really like the advice. This. And they left. After a while, I called to check up and say, "Oh, how you doing? How's your family? How's your son?" You know. And from there, they needed to do a project in their office. The office needed to buy some unit of houses. And when we were having that conversation, she said, "I know of one guy that I spoke to some time ago. He still sends me messages and call me sometimes. I don't know if he's still doing the same business, but can I call him first, let him bring what he has to us?" And that was how I got to that office. And I was able to close a bigger transaction. What am I trying to say? Learn to listen to your prospects. Don't be too much in a hurry to want to make that little money, forgetting the fact that if the prospect is not satisfied, there's no how to be your client or your customer. If the prospect is not, I'm not saying pressures are not good or reasonable pressures. I was watching an Instagram video where somebody wanted to buy a car, and while he was trying to purchase the car, somebody else, one of the staff, went to go and meet the person that was selling the car and said, "Oh, change his clothes," and went to go and meet the other person and said, "Oh, how much is that your car?" "Oh, I think I can just take it." And the other person was still thinking about it. And he said, no. You saw me discussing about this car now. Why would you just come and say you want to buy the car from the guy? I was the one that was there before you came. So that pressure sometimes is good because it's a reasonable pressure for people who don't make up their mind on time. But when it has to come with you not listening to what your prospects is saying, and you're just trying to sell what you have to them, then you are already missing the prospects. So I would say to you that listening is a very big part, very essential part in sales, especially when you have grown enough cabal that people want to relate and talk to you. With these few points of mine, we've been able to have this discussion for about an hour, 30 minutes, and I am so glad to bring you this good news, and I'm happy for I'm happy to have you here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm very happy to put you in this little platform of ours where we can actually motivate and grow ourselves in sales and grow our own capacity to become a more productive salesperson. Um, I'll be leaving you in a short while. I just want to answer one or two other questions before we shut down for tonight, or before I hand over to the moderators. So if there's any question, um, I have a question here already where uh, somebody is saying, my customer is always saying your product is expensive. I'm too busy to talk about this. I'm not interested. I don't know what I need right now. So those are questions that somebody has sent. I think we'll be discussing some of these questions in our next webinar. So I would actually pen this particular question that we have here, so that I can share it on the next this thing. Now, somebody asked the question: does empathy works all the time? The answer is yes and no. I can tell you. And I would say to you that sometimes people want you to listen to them and they're not ready to do anything with you. But do you know that the reason why I said yes is you are not just selling? Because if you have the mindset of just selling, then you're not growing relationship. Relationship is more valuable than the little money you get immediately. And I tell people that if empathy gives you access to somebody to always talk to, then it means the person can always refer you to other people because they already know what you do. And that's why I said yes. It works all the time because you just listening to someone conversation and listening to people's point of view about a particular thing. Sometimes people come to my office and I even forget to talk about what brought them to my office. You know, the business that they are there to do. I will just talk about random things, football, politics, and the rest. And we move our meeting forward to another day for us to have the proper discussion of what else. But they feel more comfortable with me. Reason being that I'm able to, have good conversation. I don't want to give somebody my money who I cannot trust. I don't want to give somebody my money who I don't feel safe with. So I would say empathy work um, most of the time. And no, in some cases, because sometimes people don't know and they need you to take um, a decision for them. So if you cannot understand at that time, and under sales too, I will also still take us what they call the kind of people that your clients are. So they are the characteristics of each individual that you meet determines how you can sell to them. I'm going to take you in subsequent classes that we're going to be having. So, but in this particular question that you asked, I'm saying no because some people don't even have to take decision on their own. So they want you to feel for them, listen to them, and still go back to them and have discussion with their friends and say this and say that. Then they cannot make a decision on their own. So those kind of people, you need to be able to identify them based on their personality, because personality determines how people buy also. The way a sanguine will buy from you is different from the way a flake will buy from you. It's different from the way a melancholy will buy from you. It's different from the way a choleric person will buy from you. So if you don't understand people's personality in sales, it may be difficult for you to be able to sell to them. A sanguine sometimes goes after what they see with their eyes. They want to do something very fast. Or for instance, they want to buy a car. They want it flashy. They want it no. And you're not helping them take that decision immediately. You may actually lose that transaction. Why a flag needs a lot of push for you to be able to sell to them, because they are slower in decision making. So if you don't understand all those personality properly, we'll be teaching us understanding your prospect personality in coming webinars. Understanding your prospect personality in subsequent webinars. So if you want to be part of this great team, so you can keep listening and joining us while we take you on the platform that we have. So, like I said, the no is because some people, their personality needs you to help them take a decision. So you have to be able to understand the customer you're dealing with and how you can sell to them. I would have given you another story, but I can say that our time is fast gone. So I will leave the floor to the moderators to continue from here. So, okay, so please, someone is raising up the hand. Okay, can I answer you sharply before I go?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate you. So I wanted to ask you here, what's one of the major mistakes that young creators or influencers or marketers make while coming into the real estate space, like a common mistake that you would actually correct them from that you made? So I don't know if that makes sense, but
okay, yes, it does. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I have observed in my years of being a salesperson is greed. Everybody is becoming greedy at this point in time that it is really affecting their productivity, and that is, I think, that is one out of so many in my head. And I can say that the reason why some of the transactions you are chasing doesn't go through is because of the greed in you at first. Some of the transaction that you are supposed to even achieve, or some of the people that are supposed to even refer people to you or help you grow in what you do, why they don't do that is because they've seen a level of greed that you have. And once there is greed in a person's heart, it takes a lot of strength away from a salesperson, and you won't be seeing a bigger picture. I was telling someone, okay, I'll tell you a short story, very short story of how I was able to identify greed and run away from it. So I could remember that there was a time where, during this property business, we had a lot of opportunities, and people were sending me a lot of things to sell and the rest. And I was marketing to some few people who are in my contact, and I told them, "Oh, I have this offer for you and the rest." And the offer did not click immediately at that time, and I was very worried. Then the offer came in. I traveled for an event, and the person called me and asked me to return to Abuja, that she's ready to deal. I came in that midnight, did everything I was supposed to do. The person was so happy. We went to the bank, we made payment to the company, and all that went successfully. And by the time I got to the company, the person who was in charge of the transaction that I brought changed the amount. I felt very bad. because I had to take a night bus at that time because I needed to be in Abuja as early as 8 o'clock before the person travels. And I didn't know what to do. I had not booked my tickets probably before that time, so the only thing on my head was just to take a night bus and start coming. So by the time we finished the transaction and the person became greedy and I said to the person, I said, well, if this is how you handle your own business and you feel it is right, I'm not angry. I've done my own part to give you a transaction. And if you feel I'm not worth to get my own reward, then it's fine. Then I left the transaction. And I spoke to a few of my colleagues to tell them about the transaction, and they were like, no, we need to go and find out. I said, no. I said, this person has actually just taught me something that I need to learn from. And if I cannot keep to my word to be able to do the things I've said, and I'm going to be greedy because I feel I have the right to be or the energy to be, then I will miss out on the great opportunities. And that is what a lot of salespeople do. That makes them miss out on opportunities. Right now, the client is still my friend. She has referred me to other people, but she's not doing business with the same person anymore. Now, this same person will have continued doing business with that person if only the person has treated me right at that time. You understand? So, if you're not greedy on things that you are not supposed to be as a salesperson, naturally favor comes to you. Naturally. And that's what a lot of people don't know. I sat down to ask myself why developers, as a time they grow, that some developers grow at this time, and some people just take over like that, and some of them are just going down and rest. And I've been all my little research, and I noticed that sometimes the reason why a lot of developers fall down the level of the level to the top is because of greed also. So, and that is one thing that everybody needs to be very careful of. Everybody, either you're a CEO, you're a salesperson, yeah, you need to be very careful because you may not achieve the bigger dreams you expect to achieve if you add greed into the business you do as you grow. So that is my own say. I don't know if I'm able to answer. That is one of it, but I don't know if I'm able to answer your question, please. So thank you everyone for joining. I do appreciate you. For the people who started with us and also ending with us, I'm going to be leaving you into the hands of the moderators so that they can take you off from here. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate. God bless you. Um, Till we see next time. And I'm very sure that by the time we are seeing next time, it will be testimonies and good reports from you from the little things you've learned. And I appeal to you that you should please work with these things that we've discussed today and see how you can move and grow with it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. Till we see next time again. Thank you and have a great night's rest. Bye.